Yeah. Girl talk in the spirit. Girl talk in the spirit. Yo, reporting from PHI. LLY, home of the cheesesteaks where we reside. Podcast distinct, others can't equate. No longer in the building, we outside. Topics transparent that you can relate. Comfortable environment for their guests, what they create. Time to time, you gon' get a debate while doing it in love, no time for hate. Following God unity, and they align. You looking for a podcast? Well, here's your sign. It's called Girl Talk in the Spirit with Siobhan. She catered to our audience with a virtual line, so tune in with an open mind. Plus our co-hosts chime in, they gon' ride. Beautiful ladies, that's easy on the eyes. Can't forget the fellas, you know they stay fly. It's called Girl Talk. Girl Talk in the Spirit, Girl Talk. Girl Talk in this walk, Girl Talk. Girl talk in your mind, girl talk. And it's girl talk in your heart, girl talk. Girl talk in the spirit, girl talk. I said it's girl talk in this walk, girl talk. Girl talk in your mind, girl talk. And it's girl talk in your heart. Yeah.
What's up, Dev? So, Vaughn got me over here.
Yeah.
I love it, though. I love it. I miss you.
I'm glad to be back.
Welcome to Girl Talking the Spirit podcast. I'm your host, Siobhan. And listen, we got a really great topic, a dope topic tonight. And I got my crew up in here. Listen, Lena, I can't even turn the camera around. I'm going to just stay where I'm at. But Lena, yes, my ace, right? Been rocking with me forever. Yes. Vaughn is back up in the studio. But I did a episode in regards to telling your truth, right? And I cannot forget Aunt Joy, my boo. Listen, I'm going to give Aunt Joy her flowers tonight. She don't even know. Yes, I am. But I did an episode on telling your truth. A lot of times we don't really live in our truth. We live a life that's based on how others view us, how we think that we should do things based on, you know, our family molding us and shaping us. And granted, when you're a child, you know, your parents have certain rules for you, a certain way that they're bringing you up. But then when you become an adult, you start to shape into your own person and figure out who you are. And I think sometimes we stay in that too long. You get what I'm saying? We stay in that too long based on what people think that we should be and how we should be living. And I found myself staying in certain areas way too long and not living in my truth and not being who Siobhan really is. So check it out on YouTube. Did a little snippet of that. But welcome, guys, to Girl Talking the Spirit podcast. Please introduce yourself. Start with my guest over here.
Okay, hello. Hi, my name is Joy. I'm an author. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a wife. I'm just everything, y'all.
You gonna talk about living in your truth tonight?
Yes.
Next.
I'm Lena. I'm here tonight. When was the last time I was here? Was it before the new year? Or no?
Birthday episode.
Oh, yeah. Your birthday episode. Wow, 3 months ago already.
Yes, 4.
Really,
3.
Yeah,
because we was in the beginning.
Yeah, that was a really dope episode, and I know tonight's gonna be even better because living in your truth is important.
It is. Next.
It's Vaughn.
Vaughn like to start controversy.
I love to be back.
I love it.
I'm happy to be here. Again, I think it's going to be a very good conversation. I'm looking forward to it.
It is. And shout out to Dev, my brother, for my new intro song, dope lyrics. Bro, I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for that. So, Lena, living in your truth.
Yes.
I know. Yeah.
Oh.
So what comes to mind when you hear that? Just okay. Based on what I said.
Well, if you didn't listen to it yet, definitely check it out. It's on YouTube. Mm-hmm. It's only 15 minutes, which is a really quick and easy watch. You can put it on and just listen. But I think living in your truth is about being your authentic self all the time, every time. That's with regard to, work, your relationships with your significant other, partner, friendships, your parents, children, everybody in your life, needs to understand what your truth is and how you are living. And Vicky and I were actually kind of having this conversation while I was prior to me driving here, but also while driving here, about that exact thing, so to speak, and how what you said earlier, when we parents kind of plant things in us, but then we kind of grow and evolve into different individuals for ourselves.
Yep.
So it's important that we honor ourselves with who we are today, not who we were, as a teen, as a 20-something, 30-something, 40-something, 50-something, whatever. And so, living in your truth for me means speaking up when you need to for yourself, advocating for yourself, knowing when you need to leave a situation.
Too well for myself. I'm working on it.
Okay, well that's a good point to bring up there for yourself.
Yeah, a little bit too well.
But yeah, for me, it's about like you say, definitely when it's not serving you anymore and it's not good for you anymore, knowing that you need to get out. Because you have to honor the self in you that may have been silenced for whatever reason. You just needed to, like you say, maybe not say anything in a particular moment. But there comes a time where you got to break through that and really just verbalize who you are and what that looks like. And then people will respond and treat you accordingly.
Yeah, not only who you are, your the boundaries you're setting.
Yes.
And expectations.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Of yourself and others. And a lot of time people can't meet those expectations. And that's fine.
Yeah.
I just can't deal with that. You know what I mean? And it's not accepting certain things. We're so used to accepting things based on titles of people that's, oh, well, that's my such and such. Or I've known this person for... No, not in this day and age. It's not rocking like that because it's detrimental to you. I read something on my app that I use for a meditation, Insight Timer, right? And it said sometimes not speaking up for yourself creates the chaos in yourself. It's a chaotic situation. You're silent, then you're creating it within yourself because you didn't speak up or you didn't advocate for yourself.
Yes.
And I feel like a lot of people do that a lot. You know what I mean? Not advocating for themselves and not speaking up until it becomes really an internal problem. Now you're suffering silently, and then till that one day when you snap, and I was having this conversation with my girlfriend, Lena, we actually went to brunch, and I'm like, this particular situation is triggering. And if I snap, I'm going to look like the bad person. You know what I mean? So I think when you don't speak up, it turns into triggers. You get what I'm saying? And you don't want to be triggered because you don't know when you'll be triggered. You don't know what you're going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I say I'm responsible for it because, listen, if I got to be arrested, I don't want to be arrested, but I mean, I got to take those consequences, but I'm not responsible for what comes out when I'm being triggered because I don't know what's going to come out. You get what I'm saying? And I know this about me, so I'm learning to let me just back away because it's triggering and I don't want to be triggered. Vaughn,
Wow.
I'm being real.
Wow.
I'm speaking my truth tonight and I'm being real. Certain things trigger me. So for just to paint a picture, when you're brought up in a certain environment, like my environment was hostile growing up. I don't want to live in that environment. Some of those things are still planted within me and I'm still working on as an adult. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when I know something is triggering me, that's when I know I need to back up. I don't want this to come up out of me. I enjoy looking like, I enjoy, you understand. No, but really, so that shows me too, when I am triggered, that's the area I need to work on. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going to put it all on the other person. You get what I'm saying? So that's the area that I need to work on. And because it's triggering and I don't know what's going to come out, let me work on this before I can be around you or deal with you. That's the bottom line I'm getting at. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Swerve. I enjoy.
Okay. So living my truth. Wow. There's a lot that's going on right now with me and living in my truth. Like, everybody say, how are you doing? And I say good, but I have to stop saying I'm good because at this point I'm not good right now. As life on life terms shows up, and things happen, like Siobhan was saying, I don't want to trigger no anger. I don't want to, fight with nobody. And I felt myself last week going through that with somebody, and I had to leave out the room to go upstairs to meditate, because what I'm feeling right now, I ain't want to snap on nobody. My husband is in the hospital, and there's a lot of things that's going on, and trying to mentally and physically deal with it. Text people, call people, and they say how he doing, and I was talking to Siobhan. I said, well, nobody ask me how I'm doing, and I'm living my truth, because I'm not doing good. I'm not doing good, but in all of that, I still have my faith, and I still believe that God is going to work the things out that my husband is going through right now. Tomorrow he's about to get open heart surgery, and he called me and he was like, I'm gonna be out for 3 hours. I said, well, I'll be there. But it's when you live in your truth, and you want to do better, things start happening, and you start feeling like, this is who I really am. This is what I have to do. I was telling my son, I said, he said, Mom, he said, I know you. He said, I know you going through it. I said, yeah. I said, I've been with him 32 years, almost 33 years. And I met him, I was like 26, 27 years old. And I said, like, that's part of my journey. And it's hard, like I had put something out there, and I was saying how, when you're in a marriage, you stay in that marriage, you stick in that marriage through health, through whatever, and that's how I feel, like I gotta stay still. And let God do what he gonna do, and work it out, in our favor, because when I learned to look at that, it's not just about me. It's about being a vision of hope to somebody else. And it's so crazy, because I was like out doing all this stuff and realized, like, wow, it's not about me. It's about being a helpmate to my husband.
That's good, Andrew.
Yeah, like, being there for him, so... it's kind of
that word enough. Help me.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
And a marriage especially. But yes.
So I got to get better in a lot of things that I'm, like doing. Like I have a problem with gambling. I ain't going, not going to the casinos, but the Puerto Rican stores. So
they just made that a law.
Right.
They taking those.
So I
got the mayor signed the bill. They taking those machines out the out the poppy, out the bodega.
Like everything. You can't even get past.
Yeah.
I know it came up, but
they got like 5 or 6.
You better get your money in before they take them out.
So I've been, like living in my truth. Telling my truth. That like what I be feeling. I'll be feeling like that's my way out of feeling how I'm feeling. Like I'm not doing anything else, but that's how I be feeling. Thing. That's my thing, like to keep me from, so I go in my room and I cry. That's my peace, my room. And when nobody in the house, I'm downstairs, I'm letting it out, But yeah, I gotta work on me. I've been saying I'm going back to school. I haven't stepped up to do that. It's just so much right now. Mental, physically, and spiritually is a lot going on. Because you see somebody up and going, and to see that person not doing the things that he used to do, it's hard, but I'm going to live in my truth.
That is everything you said is living in your truth. And I love that for you. I love that you shared that with us. And I'm sending love and prayers to you. I didn't know that was happening, but I said that before and I'm saying it again.
And look,
God is in control and your husband will be okay.
And the fact that you came tonight, you know what I mean? But you know what I noticed about me, Auntie? That I thrive the most under pressures, life pressures. I don't like it in the way it feel, but so many things I'm facing right now and dealing with, but I'm still thriving. You get what I'm saying? I had to look back like, wow. I remember in 2011 something I faced, and it's looking like I may be facing it again, but I'm at peace with it because I already experienced it. It's not shaking me. You get what I'm saying? It's not shaking me, and that's growth. However, I thrive better under pressure, and I had to notice that, and I have to acknowledge that. Like, listen, I'm really thriving despite all I'm going through. I'm still at it. Vaughn, living in your truth. I'm turning around for this because Vaughn got some questions for me. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing well.
That's
I'm
good.
actually kind of blown away by everybody's kind of answer, especially Aunt Joy. But she kind of touched on everything that I'm over here thinking about when it comes to. I'm glad she used the word peace because I think for me. Living is about finding your peace, your perspective, and your purpose. And those things generally can help you kind of develop a lifestyle for yourself that we talked about perseverance before. And resiliency was something that we touched on a little bit. And I was saying that one thing I was impressed about the resiliency is that part of it is you might be stretched out at one point, but you always return back to your form. So if you're grounded in certain things that are beneficial for you, no matter what happens to you, you should be able to return back to those things that you're tethered to. For some people, they're tethered to your family. For some people, they're tethered to, their ambitions or their drive or your faith. And like you said, when you're in a tough situation or when the chips might be down or when the heat is on you, usually is where you get to see what the people is actually made of, the people around you and yourself. But the only way that you do that is by taking chances and being comfortable with being uncomfortable, because that's a part of growth, is trying something different, trying something new, something that might be difficult, but the journey is enriching. And it's enriching in your character. So I would say that's for me. I'm a word person. So truth to me is one of those words that I don't take it lightly. It's like good or love or like honesty. Those are things that are intangible. Those are characteristics and characters. And I think we sometimes can use it so casually and say, I'm living in my truth or that person's living in their truth. But who's to say one person's truth is actually the truth or not? So that's what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah,
But I think that's
go ahead, Nina.
well, I think that's why it's the whole living in your truth. Because what's true for me may not be true for you. It may not be true for Shine. It's not true for Aunt Joy. It definitely is subjective in that way. And so I think the biggest thing for me to see people who live in their truth is the happiness that people actually show and experience when they're living in their truth. When you are, and Vaughn, you made a good point. This is a word that I've been using a lot the last few years, as far as like honesty. Being honest, it just frees you up in a way that makes it so that you're living in your truth. You know what I'm saying? The old saying always used to kind of be like, you should be honest because, it's too hard to like remember lies. You know what I mean? And so I think that there's all forms of lying. We know that. And then even the biggest one, I think that people actually, use is like the omission part of it, because we kind of don't think that that's a lie when you just don't say, right? But we know that it is. It's still a lie. But truth to me trumps everything. And it makes you feel good because there is a level of vulnerability that you allow yourself to be and open to when you are being truthful, when you are being honest in your life and how you express yourself. So if I am I know Vaughn wants to interject and say something, but it's similar to what we're going to talk about, I know, later on. But, you know, the situation that happened after the end of Ramadan. But it's like, that's not the truth of the religion. Like the things that transpired, that violence, like that's not of Islam. That's not of the most holiest of months coming to an end. That behavior, you know what I mean? It's not the truth, you know?
So that
Go
gets
ahead.
that goes exactly what the point that I was just making is that
About the different truths.
for them getting retribution at that event
Got you.
is their living their truth.
Correct.
So
I can see that.
the same way that your standard and your values are different,
Yes.
their standards and values are different.
Yes.
So if that's I hate to say the game, but that's what it is. It's a word game. It's semantics.
Yeah.
It's like making something that's objective subjective, and that's a game. But like I'm saying, most people can't live out their truth. And what you're asking people to do is, before I can be truthful to you, I need to be truthful to myself.
1,000%. That's the
So-
topic. If you
so-
living in your
but
truth,
you-
that's how you gonna show up.
Yeah, but how can
For
you?
me.
But how can you? Yes. How can you? So this is my thing. We can't deal with only ourselves, so we have to deal with other people. So
Yes.
how do you navigate dealing with someone who has no context of what truth is? Whether it's their
Ooh.
truth or your truth, I've never been told the truth in my life. My parents lied to me. I don't even,
Is this
I don't
real?
go to
Are you
school-
serious?
No.
Okay,
I'm just
okay.
giving
Yeah.
an example.
That's true. Yeah,
but
everybody
there
around
are
you lied to
people
you,
who are
or
living
whatever.
that life.
Right. So
Or
that's
have bits or pieces of that in them.
so that's a great way to present it. So for that particular person, because they never been told the truth in their life, now it's up to them as an individual to say, you know what? My truth is I'm going to go X, Y, and Z, or I'm going to do X, Y, and Z based on their things that they've experienced in life. That's what it's about, living in your truth. It's based on things you experienced in life. And it's like this light bulb or this thing came over you and you're like, this ain't right. I gotta live in what's comfortable to me. That's my truth. What feels good in my heart, what feels good in my spirit. What I know to be right for me. Regardless if I offend Vaughn, listen, if I offend you by me living in my truth, then you ain't my peoples. I just gotta go somewhere else. Because I'm not gonna stop living in my truth to not offend you.
I agree with that.
And I'm not talking about disrespect, Vaughn. I'm not talking
No.
about disrespect. You get what I'm saying?
I understand that.
So let's use this to make it plain and clear. Let's just say religion purposes. For whatever reason, a child was brought up a certain religion.
Yes.
Now they become an adult and they stray to another religion. But that's their truth. Whether their parents accept it or not, or try to force it down their throat, that's their truth. And it's like, you either accept it,
Yeah.
my truth and what I believe, or I can't deal with you. And that's that. And then people learn to accept other people's truths. Like, you know what?
Yes, I was
I
gonna say that.
respect that you're so firm in your stance. I should be recording it. But I
it's
respect
age recording.
that you're so firm in your stance. This is like for a little, yeah, I mean. I respect you're so firm in your stance by living in your truth that, yeah, I can respect that. And that's what people normally do. Then you have people who are afraid to live in their truth because they don't want to disappoint their family. They don't want to offend somebody. So this is the whole purpose for the topic in this season, for us to live in our truths. You understand what I'm saying? I have so many things that was placed upon me, so many stigmas of what Siobhan should be or what I wasn't going to be. No, I'm living in my truth. Whether people accept it or not, whether you choose to see me that way or not.
Correct.
This is how I see me, and I'm living in it, and I'm standing in it, and I'm comfortable in it, and I'm happy and proud in it. Does that make sense, Vaughn?
It definitely makes sense to me. I understand exactly what you're saying. I just, got to play devil's advocate for those
I
people
love it. Let's go.
for those people who don't have your character, who haven't gone through the life experiences that you have, and who don't know that there's a better way. Because
Right. That's the purpose of this. Exposure is
yes,
key.
because for some people, whether it's on purpose or not, hurting people is something that happens in relationships with them. And sometimes it's easier to ghost you or walk away from you than to face you and say, I'm sorry for doing that.
A lot of people, you have grown people that do that today. That just because they were never taught that.
Yes.
A lot of people today are not in the place of, I'm big. So in this season of my life, right? This season of my life, I'm really big on healthy relationships, right?
Yes.
So every form of relationship, any type of shit, I need it to be healthy.
Yes.
No, for real though.
For real.
Because for so long I put up with unhealthy relationships, and I cannot do that in this season.
I'm happy for you.
So
Lauren.
part of that came from me. I gotta live in my truth of what I really want. I gotta stop settling. So that was part of what I showed you in that little clip, right? Because we settle for things, and I don't want to call it settle, but we get comfortable sometimes with things that we think this is it.
It might be a form of settling, though.
That too.
Depending on the friendship.
But it's
and
like,
things
this
like
is
that.
it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't accomplish no more. You should always strive to be greater. But if I feel uncomfortable, I'm not being, it's not like a give and take, and I feel like I'm giving more and I'm not reciprocating back what I'm putting out, and people throwing little slide things. It's like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? Like, no, I can't keep putting up with that.
Yeah.
I have to live in my truth. Like, you know what? This is where I stand, and that's that.
Yeah.
Like, and I said that I'm gonna be calling people out.
You did say that.
I am.
I think you said that at your birthday.
Yes, I'm gonna be calling people out, and it's not in a bad thing, but it's like, if you tell me something and then you don't follow through, hey, you told me X, Y, and Z, I am.
Well, it's called accountability.
Yes, accountability.
And I know
Yes.
Vaughn loves to speak on that.
I like to say calling people out. Come on,
No,
boy.
it's accountability.
Come on,
okay?
boy. Come on, boy.
And I will say this, and I was just saying in this conversation, I have this conversation often, and you know Amari from Clubhouse, and Vaughn knows Amari because she worked with us, but she has an accountability partner. A girlfriend of hers, and that's how she refers to her, like she's my accountability partner. And that is so big, and she's younger, right, than us, but I thought that was such a big thing to kind of look for and seek in her life, because you have to have someone that's gonna tell you the truth, the real, straight up, no chaser, call you out when you are being less than when you are being less than what you should be being in a particular moment. And I don't mean less than like meaning it in a bad way. I mean like it's like what we say about women and calling each other queens and king. If you are like your crown falling, I'm gonna have to let you sis. No, this is what you are accepting less than what you deserve. You know, it's important for me to do that. And it's also important for me to say, you are giving, you know, not the best energy right now, or you are, you know, you aren't being the kindest, or in this situation, you're not handling in that way. You should do this thing. It's important for us to do that as women because we don't do it enough.
And don't let your friend come out side with something on that doesn't look appropriate.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
You know, and just, you know, let her go and don't say nothing.
Yes.
And somebody else saying something, you as a friend should tell her, pull her to the side. You know, I always say, you know, with women, if I see something on a person and it needs to be fixed, excuse me, your slip is showing or your tag is out.
Enjoy. We in 2024. I don't think women wear slips no more.
No, I'm just saying.
They
you know,
trying to let it all hang out, right?
I'm just saying,
Everybody wearing no slips. They letting it all hang out.
Yeah, but even with the tag, when they had the tag out,
Lord.
Let me, what you gonna get tag? No, I get it, Andre. I got you.
Instead of us hating on each other,
That is
like,
crazy.
look at her, you know, I'm not gonna say nothing to her.
But being
you know.
accountable is so important in relationships, all of the ships, right? It's no different than people not, or parents not apologizing to their kids, right? And it's like, I have experienced that firsthand, like where my mom like really never really could apologize for a while. And it's like, that's not something that I want to be for my kids. So I make a point to apologize. Like if they call me out on something and said that I've done or was, or a way in which I said it or whatever, I'd be like, I'm sorry about that. Or literally the other day, Salim and I, about these pants for this party he was going to. And I was like, they're not in my room. They're not in my room. They got to be in your room. They got to be in your room. Don't you know they in my room?
They was in your room.
Today, I found them in my room. And
I've done that plenty of times,
and I
too.
put them on the banister so when he came for
That's
school.
that mom fall brand.
and
We
I
be
said-
dealing with so
I
much.
said, I was like, Ibn, I was like, your pants. I said, they were in my rooms. I'm sorry. Because I kept insisting, you ain't fold your clothes, right? You ain't do, I mean, I was like adamant on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would they be in my room? Like,
Vaughn is laughing.
but I'm
But-
saying,
but
we
and
do that.
Yeah, we
We
do
do
that.
that.
But I apologized.
That's
and I let
great.
him know. And I didn't just just let it be a thing that I knew, right? And just put him with his clothes. And then look like he like,
Right,
I'm
right.
just saying, like, that's a part of it.
No, because
too.
people do that.
People do that, and
But
you gotta be able to
I want to go
be
back
better.
on to what you said, Lena, just to get back to Vaughn's point about everybody living in their own different truths, right?
Yeah.
So you made a statement that if I see you're not living in your truth and I speak on it, or I don't
Yeah.
think you, so that can be another way to help somebody identify that, hey,
Yes.
you get what
They
I'm
know.
saying? So we all have different truths we're living in, right?
Sure.
And you sharing your truth, it could quicken something in me or awaken something in me, have me identify like, yo,
Yes.
I need to do better in this area.
Yes.
That's the purpose of living in your truth. Because when you're living in your truth, you're liberating other people. And people don't realize that we're on a spiritual journey. I'm getting deep real quick, right?
Yes.
We're on this spiritual journey. So you're liberating someone else by living your truth. Look how many people are on the earth, right? You're not going to encounter every single soul on this earth. But those you do, you should impact them in a powerful way.
Yeah.
Right? What's the statement from Maya Angelou? People don't never forget, like,
Oh, what
Yeah.
you did for them, but they're
how you made them
feel.
You got it.
Yes.
You should leave such a powerful impact. Like my side little hustle, I come across so many people. Shout out to Quadir, this young man that was 19. I met the other day. He's so cool, right? I'm gonna talk about that later. But I come across so many people in my presence. And just from conversation, it leaves something with them.
Yes.
So they'll always remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I wanna give
Except
a-
the few I came across.
I want to give a shout out to the lady that was in the hospital yesterday. I went to go get me and John something to eat, and I thought I had $20, but it was a $5 bill. And the lady said, "Well, you only gave $5," and the lady behind me paid for the meal. So
That was
shout out
beautiful.
to her.
Yes.
Pay it forward.
Yeah,
Yes.
shout out to her. And I always tell people, if somebody do something for you, do something for the next person.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you gotta
So
pay it
I
forward.
appreciate
I
it.
love
I
that.
appreciate it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I want to talk about real quick just about living in truth, like we said earlier about the end of Ramadan yesterday,
Yes.
and how in the city of Philadelphia, first off, it's so many shootings
Period.
and crime that it's a shame.
Sad.
And it's just young people. So my first question is like, why are they so angry?
Yes.
Like I was a teenager and I did some crazy stuff.
Never did though,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, I did some stuff. No, I didn't do that.
know, I'm
but I'm
kidding.
just saying, but I did some stuff.
Yes.
But it never crossed my mind to do some of the things
That
that
these
is-
teenagers are doing.
that and I know we live in different times and they have access to more things. For one, it's so much information that they're getting on a daily basis that's in the palm of their hand, their cell phone.
Yeah.
And they're getting so much information that quick. However, it's detrimental to our young people. So I meet this young man and he like, can I ask you a question about relationships? You know what I mean? He just felt comfortable and he
Was
started
it
asking.
Relationship Thursday?
No, and I was like, oh, that's so cool because I do a podcast and I love it.
Yeah.
But he was 19 and he had a girlfriend and he was like, I messed up. I said, what you mean you messed up? He like, I messed up talking to other women or whatever. So I was, first off, you're young still. You know what I mean? So you got to be mindful. Unless you're really ready for a committed relationship, you're young. You know what I mean? So don't put that pressure on you. However, one thing he said that really stuck out, that his peers or friends, they're doing it and he feels compelled to do it. And then
Oh.
other men older in his life as examples are doing it and he feels compelled to do it.
But he don't
So
want
this
to.
young man has no good role model on what it
Helping
means to
him.
be in a monogamous relationship
Yeah.
and what it means to be in a committed relationship. He wants that, but his
But he said,
examples,
yeah.
He and I were just talking about
the
this tonight.
examples that he has, like I don't I don't understand. And granted, and I let them know, I said, let me tell you what a wise man told me, that men will be attractive to multiple women. We're human. You know what I mean? You're going to be attracted to people, but you don't have to sleep with everybody that you
Correct.
see. However, you're one woman, you can cultivate her to be every woman you want. You know what I mean?
know that's right.
That's what I told him. Vaughn, your thoughts. 'Cause you're quiet. I want to know. You're the only man here.
Yes, I want
So
to
I want to know that.
You want to know what?
What I just said.
Your thoughts on that?
They cultivate your
Yes.
woman.
Yes.
Um,
Be honest.
that kind of
Live in your truth. Live in your truth tonight. Come on.
No, because it's a lot to unpack that you guys talked about before. It's kind of swung over here, but that's the accountability partner part.
Okay.
Is that
He don't have any.
so? It might be difficult, but you have to seek that out, and it may require
So he may
you
have it
to-
in women, you know.
Yeah, and
But it's not the same.
and
It's
that-
better coming from a man.
too, and that's the unfortunate part, is that you don't have what y'all are talking about is a standard. Is like, you know, what's going on around me, but for me, I'm going to hold myself to a different standard.
Yes.
But if you don't have a context for that standard, then
It's gonna be hard to
or
keep
if
it.
you don't even know that there is a
There's a
standard.
standard, yeah.
So that's kind of
They gonna do whatever.
It kind of goes back to the point I was talking about before.
Come on,
It's like
point.
if you don't have a context
On what
for
truth, yeah.
what the truth is,
For
if you-
yourself, though.
yeah, then
Okay.
then your chances of being able to be truthful with other people
It's slim.
and
Yeah.
carry on productive relationships that
Healthy.
you're talking about, the word healthy, that's like that's coming from a perspective from someone that has that in their toolbox, right? And you've cultivated your toolbox over a period of time, but this
It's my
gentleman
particular
is 19,
tool. Yeah.
19.
right? And
He wants to be
He's
committed.
trying to, and you're asking him to build a lady with nothing in his toolbox. So he has even if she wanted to do it, he has to be humble enough to
Cultivate a lady or build?
who
You said build. I don't like that.
to
Terminology.
to build that relationship. I should say.
I
now.
like cultivate better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Cool, okay.
speaking
Well,
Those are his words.
how do you cultivate another person? All right.
You so
I think.
Go ahead.
Okay. I think the scripture says, "He who finds a wife finds a good thing."
Right.
So we talked about this before. She already has the characteristics of a wife. How do you know what those characteristics are if you've never seen
it.
one?
Yeah.
And
I agree.
Yeah.
how is she supposed to know what one is if she's never seen one in her life? How's she going to know how to conduct herself? And you can kind of, it doesn't necessarily have to be the Bible, but we're talking about a principle.
Yeah, because this young man is actually Muslim, so he's
okay.
basing everything off of the Quran. You know
So
what I mean?
in that context as well,
Child.
you know, that's like a whole different conversation. Now we're getting into who you're choosing. But if we want to keep it to the topic of what's living in the truth,
So my question to you was, do you think a man can cultivate his woman into being the woman that he desires and wants, right? So before you answer that, right? So every man has a type, right?
Wait a minute.
You're not doing that, Sean.
I can't let you take that liberty of saying every man
Yeah.
Okay.
has a type.
Okay.
I will just say
People. You can say people have
people
types.
have their preferences.
Okay.
I think it's better to put your preferences into certain values and principles than certain attributes, physical or otherwise.
How many people do that today, though?
See,
Let's be real.
so then you're gonna have to understand you're dealing with a smaller pool. Then what you're looking for is not, like, why play hard to get? You're already hard to get. So you
Right,
might as
right.
well.
I like that.
Right.
I'm
Yes.
crying.
Yes, like
Yes.
I'm done accepting that. Like like
So,
everyone.
so
has-
you
yeah,
shun
let's
me.
move on.
No, you shun me away for saying that men have a type.
So-
Why? I'm curious.
No.
And then Lena added.
He
to
didn't
that.
show
I was
you
saying-
No, not like it was like
no,
no.
he was meaning like the language. It's like you just said you didn't like his
Okay.
language of Bill.
So you don't want me to say that
you-
language.
No, you can't. Like you can't say that men, because women have types too. Like it's not about that. He's saying like the
No, but right
preference.
now we're talking about this young man, and I was trying to make my point to the cultivate.
But
And that's why.
no, but you said so men have a type.
yes.
You didn't say this particular young man. We were speaking.
I
weren't
got
speaking
you.
that. You made it a broader thing.
I got
That's
you.
why he stopped you, because he is the only
So-
man here saying that don't, like, you can't speak for everyone when say that, because we know that people have types.
Right.
You as a woman have a type, right?
Right,
I have
exactly.
like that's what I was meaning when I said no. We're not gonna say men. We gotta
got
like
you.
take that kind of gender thing off of it and just make it that people have types. That's why Vaughn went to the whole attributes and things that you should.
I got you.
And that's
Lord.
that's kind of where I think it's going to land with the young man. Like, for that to work, he's going to have to demonstrate certain things in his character, and she's going to have to appreciate those things and want to cultivate those things in him, so that, understanding the better person that he is, the better the relationship is. So if she can foster and speak to him in a way that connects with him, and it doesn't have to be condescending or like talking down to you or like you should know better than that. But knowing how to communicate with him and developing those characteristics, that's going to make the relationship better. That's what I would recommend for that young man. And hopefully that's what she finds attractive in him and he finds attractive in her.
Well, first,
I like that.
well, first he has to not look at what his friends and his family members are doing.
That's hard to do, though.
Yeah,
actually.
but yeah, I'm saying
Because
as
of peer
far
pressure.
as you know, like, you don't always have to do what your family doing. You don't always have to do what your friend doing. If you had a good relationship, you want to make sure that relationship stayed the way it stayed.
remember,
Well,
Even though
what he
he's
said.
19,
But this
even
is
though
what-
he's 19,
But this is what he's saying.
Yeah.
He's having a hard time
Because there's
Yeah.
no role models.
You
There's
got,
no
'cause
role
this
models.
isn't his first
Yeah.
time doing that, and he keeps
okay,
hurting
with the
her.
same girl.
Yes, and
Okay.
he keeps hurting her, and he
Okay.
don't want to do it. He don't know how not to do
But
it.
he's saying he
Okay.
doesn't have another male figure to show him.
To show
the
him
got
way
it.
what to
about-
do.
Yes.
Okay.
Like young brother or young man.
yeah.
You can do
Well, until he
this
figure it
way.
out, he need to leave that girl alone and not keep hurting her.
well, it's
Well,
too late
no.
because now she's having a baby.
Oh Lord Jesus.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
Yeah. So, I
Okay.
mean, but the point is for me bringing that up, and I asked him would it be okay to shout him out, so I did get his permission. He was like, yeah, of course. But how many young people, including myself, I was a teen mom, that fall into this trap? It's like, when do the cycle end? You know what I mean? So
Right.
I'm learning now that it's certain things you have to instill in your kids, especially today all the more.
Yeah.
It's just things that were not instilled into me. When it came to sex, my mom was like, oh yeah, we're going to talk about the birds and the bees, what birds and what bees.
Yeah, right.
No, really, I'm serious. I'm
Yeah.
not lying.
Because that's what they
Instead of-
do. Birds
Instead
and
of being
bees. What's
straight
birds
up,
and bees?
I'm
Yeah.
asking questions, details. Who else was you at?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it hurt?
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yeah.
Did you enjoyed it? Like, what's going on? Did you
Right.
use protection?
Yeah.
Getting into detail and then giving. And, like, for real, you gotta give your kids the real and these young people. So I was trying to give him the real, and then I have a child his age. So it was like a mother son talk. You know what I mean? He could be my kid.
Yeah.
He was 19, so I was very respectful. But I'm like, however, like, you get what I'm saying. You know what I mean? I was still giving it to him real
And he
and
sees
raw.
something in you.
Yeah, but he really, you can tell he needed that conversation.
Yeah.
You get what I'm
Did
saying?
you advise him to like seek like his guide?
Of course.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you did. But
Yeah, I was like-
before I say these,
That's
because
like-
even if you don't have those examples in the
Yeah.
physical,
I told him that.
yeah. So that's what I was saying.
That's a great point. I was like,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to pray
Pray
more
about-
and
yeah.
separate
Yeah.
yourself. I said, you know, in your religion that what you believe, you're gonna have to separate yourself. You're gonna have to pray more.
Because
Yeah.
now
You know
there's
what
a
I mean?
baby involved.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was like,
if it's not really of you, like, don't, like what we said about your truth. Like, he's not living his truth. His truth is monogamy, based
Yeah.
on what he's saying.
Yes.
Right? But that's not the truth he's living because of all these other
Because of the
influences
peer
around
pressure.
him
Because of
that's
the peer
showing him that you
pressure.
don't have to be that way and she
Yeah.
gonna keep forgiving you and this, that, and the third. And it's all wrong.
And you know what? And you do because I remember being in that situation where every time he did something, I was like, he said, I'm sorry. And I was like, okay. And then he do it again. And I was like, okay. And then he do it again. And I be like,
Can you clear
okay.
what you talking about?
My kid's father.
Okay, not your husband.
Not my husband.
Okay, yeah, we were supposed to
and I had to.
They be like, and you staying? Wait,
Right,
you was just,
right,
you gave us
right.
the whole testimony.
But I just
Not
had
being
to.
the other
I
man.
had to realize when I was tired, and I didn't want to take it anymore.
And that's when you come to your truth.
and
You're
I
like,
came-
wait a
yeah.
minute.
Yeah.
Something just awakened you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Vaughn, you had
It
a
feels
question.
good. I remember.
You
I
had a
remember the
question for me
first time
about
that
business principles and everything. How that relates.
Wait,
to
I
you.
want to hear what he's about to say.
No. We can move on.
No. You said it feels
I
good.
remember the first time. I remember. I was just like, nah, that's enough.
See, I want to hear that from a man.
Like in a
'Cause
relationship.
we always
In a
say that.
relationship.
Because you're always just
Really?
like that. Yeah, no. It's like, no, that's enough. And it was like, nah, blah, blah, blah. Like, nah,
I've had
that's
enough.
Really, yeah, that's really,
Yeah, you get
that's about
tired.
it.
You get
Yeah.
tired after a while.
And you said, I'm done.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
good.
Mhm.
And you left the relationship.
Yeah, definitely.
I love that.
Yeah, that's good for you.
You know, you don't
I think more men should do that.
Yeah.
Get out of the bad relationships, fellas.
I love it.
Where
Look at
y'all
the
at,
camera right
fellas?
there. Tell 'em.
Listen, when you get an opportunity to get out of a bad relationship, go.
Yes.
Get out of it.
Run.
It's going to suck for a little bit. It's
Right,
going to
right.
be rough, but you will get through it.
Right.
Get out of that bad relationship. Don't get into another one either. Don't jump right into another one either. Since y'all listening,
Wait.
take some time.
Yep.
Figure out what
Yep.
went wrong with the last one if you want to do that. If you don't, just take a little bit of time. And then, if you're inclined to get back in there. But yes.
Heal.
Yep. Heal
Yes.
first.
Yes.
But the question I had earlier, it just goes back to we were
My
talking
business
about
truth. Right?
ethics and principles in business.
Okay.
And as you said earlier, if you don't share the same ethics and principles with people, then you just don't deal with them. And in personal ways, I'm just gonna be honest. That sounds easy. It's not always easy for everybody to detach that way. In the business sphere, it can be even more difficult. So I was asking about where, if I don't share the same values and principles as you business wise, if I don't know that there's a certain way of providing a level of service to you.
No, I'm providing the service.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
Are you speaking about my customers?
no, I'm speaking for someone who has their own business and their service is less than satisfactory. Where would I learn that doesn't work that way? Is that by failing? Or where do I
the experience.
the experience of failing?
The experience that you're getting by
Okay.
doing business with them. So, what's the term? We all heard that all money ain't what?
Good money.
Good
You
money.
got it. It's a lot of business opportunities. I had to say no. And then there was a lot that was taken away from me, and I felt some type of way about it. But then I look back, and I'm like,
You're glad that you.
I'm glad
that you didn't.
because
engage.
I had to stand on this is my service. This is the fee. This is what I'm expecting. I need you to pay 50% deposit to book it, and a lot of people just didn't seem to understand that. And I had to learn because I signed the whole contract, and in their contract they said they had 30 days to get me the money, but I'm telling them 50%. But I
Yeah.
signed it.
So
You had
how
to
so
honor
how
that.
do you so
Oh, that was a lesson learned.
But they wind up
For
backing
you.
out. They wind up backing out.
Oh.
so do you target a specific customer base? That
I
you,
do. Anyone
Okay.
in the food industry, because I'm teaching food safety training. So
Okay.
anyone in the food industry. However, I had a customer before that didn't have enough money to pay for their class. And it's like, okay, well, you can't get logged in
Yeah.
to take your exam. It's an ATM somewhere, and they went to the ATM. Because people will try you. That's my business principle. And I had, whereas when I first started, it was like, I'm excited. People calling me.
Yes, and you are very good at your job.
Yes.
You
Let
get
me
what
let
I'm
you know.
saying? I appreciate that.
I met people
Yes.
who didn't know that we knew you, or that you
Yes.
would have Surf Saved them. Is that
I
right
have
way?
been,
Yes.
I have
And
been
they-
to plenty
right, and they be like,
restaurants
she
with
good.
her. Yeah.
Oh, she do her thing.
And
Yes.
I'm telling you,
Yes.
I've had people where as though I
Now it makes sense.
does that make sense now?
Now it makes sense why people say
Oh, what we
when
say
you
about
out,
to eat. Yeah.
you can be kind of critical.
Yeah.
Of
Because I'm in the
people's
food industry.
Yes.
industry.
Yeah,
Not
and-
just that, but specifically,
Lena told you that.
the niche that you're in.
Lena told you. Lena told you
Put
that.
nobody out there. But a few people, you know who you are.
Come on, girlfriend. You talking about?
yeah. So that makes sense. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you don't. No, you're good. Where I was
No,
going.
but when you said you were excited when you first started.
Yeah, so I
and
was
then-
excited, and I would book classes for people, show up to the place, and nobody would show. Right?
Yeah.
So right now I'm talking about how I built momentum in my business, right? They wouldn't show. And I didn't charge them a fee. Oh, I can't do it today. This, that, and that.
Yeah.
Now,
No
you want to
consequences.
book a class with me, you have to pay a deposit.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Guess what?
That's
I'm
understandable.
not out here to take nobody's money, but that deposit is good for 30 days.
Yeah.
It is up to you to rebook with me if you miss your appointment within a 30-day time frame. And I had to stand on that. You know how many
That's
times?
really good.
But you know how many times I wavered from that and
Yeah.
didn't stand on that, and then people screw me over again. But now I'm firm on that.
Yeah.
You learn
Now I charge a travel fee. I would go anywhere to do a Thursday class, literally.
You will.
Delaware,
Yeah.
New Jersey, anywhere in PA, the surrounding counties, Delaware, Chester, Montgomery,
Yes,
Bucks.
yes.
For real. Now I gotta charge a fee for traveling. I earned that, the momentum. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
You had some people that say, that's a little steep. Or some people were like, I understand, I respect that. You
Yeah.
gotta get paid for your trip. And people will pay it right away and they get great service. You understand what I'm saying? But I've been in predicaments where as though I get in there, people are like, oh my God, we're gonna fail. Just get I need y'all to calm down.
Right.
You're gonna be fine. I'm
Yeah.
trying to I never walked out on the class. So that's not my MO. You know what I mean? But you ain't getting extra help. I'm gonna just do, you know what I mean, what I need to do. I'm not going over and beyond. However, I still provide good service. But yeah, I think I provide good, decent service. For the most part, when I'm talking to the customer on the phone before they book the service with me, I get a feel of that customer's personality and what they need and how can I help and provide. Just like yesterday, to be exact, someone hit me up about I do business consulting if you have a food business. They asked me all this information. I used to give out so much free information. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I need to start charging a consultant fee.
Yeah.
So I told the guy, some guy who I certified, he like, yeah, my friend, she's about to open this such and such, and she got this building. We need to know what paperwork. Before I can advise you, I need to see the building. I can't advise you without seeing the building.
Yeah.
So this is what I can do for you. You laughing, but I'm telling you, you be amazed. You be amazed. My fee is $125 to consult. I'll meet you there and I can tell you. Does that include filling out the paperwork? It does not. That's another fee. That's just to let you know. So make a long story short, they wound up calling me canceling. Oh, she's just gonna get a contractor? That's fine.
Yeah.
Well, some people are more higher.
That's
than that.
fine.
Yeah,
But no,
that's
that's my fee
reasonable.
to go in that building and say, oh,
Yeah.
this can be made into a food business. Does that make
Yeah.
sense?
Yeah.
Because of what they wanted to do. Because zoning come into
Yeah.
play.
Yeah.
So you're
Some
paying
people
for my
charge you more than
expertise.
that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you go ahead and go with the contractor because
Yeah.
the contractor is just installing everything. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's it. So they mainly, I'm not gonna say they don't know about the food industry, but that's my expertise. But
Yeah.
best
and
of
you
luck,
said that's
man.
fine. Yeah.
They'll be calling me back. I can just tell. Yep, or he'll be calling me back asking me something. But
No, but I
Best of
think you
luck.
said it right the first time. It's like you've earned it.
I did.
It's not like you are a run of the mill. You just started up. Like you said, you've been doing this for a very long time.
8 years.
And so you
Yes.
have the credentials that you have to stand on.
Yeah.
Your time is your money.
Yes.
And so therefore it can't be given away all freely and willy-nilly, and you've learned from when you did it. So it's not even a matter of you getting over
Yeah.
or anything like that. Like you've been more
Any
than,
class,
yeah.
you have to pay a deposit.
You,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Girl, apparently you have to pay deposits for hairdressers and stuff
That's-
now.
yes.
Nail salons,
Right,
like
right,
everything.
You had-
So
'cause
it's like
people
the
don't
way of the
show
world, 'cause
up.
People don't show up.
Yep.
And you're
that's people's
wasting my time.
And I mean, it's no different than cancellation fees.
Yeah.
Like every time, I mean, in the industry that I work in, every dental office I go in, it's a sign. We observe the right to charge you a cancellation fee if we don't know within 24 hours. Because they're missing out. They can't book somebody else in that slot because you said you was coming. So I applaud you and I agree with it.
Yeah, and I stand firm now.
Money.
Yep. But I stand firm now on my
get a
business
product without no
principles.
money.
And anybody that you come in contact with that I've taught a food safety course with, they'll all say the same thing.
They will.
I've had people that even fell and still came back to retake it.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's not me.
Yeah.
They just weren't grasping the info. They were very nervous or whatever. But yeah, so I have great clientele. I'm thankful for that. You know what I mean?
The culinary experience.
Yes, the culinary experience. That's right, girlfriend.
Yes.
But yeah, so I'm proud of that. But that was part of me living in my truth, right? Because I was so close to go get a part-time job. You seen the video.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? I thought about it. And they first, every weekend ain't sound bad. Because I'm thinking, little part-time, I can do morning, afternoon. But it was literally 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m.
Yeah.
And all the way in Delaware. That's my whole day.
Yeah.
And then somebody has to relieve me. I can't leave.
Oh, no, that's
that
a
part.
no.
And then if I need a day off, I gotta find coverage.
Yeah, oh, no.
So I'm like, what if I can't find coverage? You know, I just gotta. So I had to really think about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because when bills is calling your name
And they
and
do.
other things you need, and I didn't create this rich lifestyle for myself. Lifestyles of the rich and famous. I did. And there's things aren't being met like I'm used to. However, I'm grateful and thankful I have a place to live. I even have a vehicle. Some people have vehicles. You know what I mean? So I ain't doing that bad. However, I had to stand firm in my truth that in my heart of hearts, I know I'm an entrepreneur. And then I can, again, remember I said when you live in your truth, you liberate other people?
Yeah.
How many jobs am I canceling out on people in the years to come? I can be hiring people by me living in my truth and following my heart of hearts. Somebody that need a job.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? But because I'm fearful and don't want to follow my aspirations and my dreams and the goals I have set for myself, because I don't know if it's going to work. And I just give up on it. Or everybody that's attached today, I done gave up on them too. You understand what I'm saying? I don't want to live with that regret. I'd rather do it, see how I turn out, and then go from there. Opposed to not doing it and then don't know how it's going to turn out. You understand what I'm saying? And I think we do that too much.
Yeah.
Do you ever give up? Would you ever encourage someone to give up on a dream or a hope?
I would not. I would always encourage them to try it.
What if you try it and you...
Then go back to the drawing board, because maybe what you really want to do is part of it, but it's something
not the whole
else. It's
thing.
not the whole thing. And that's what I would encourage them.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
That's
Sure.
good.
Yeah, like for
Yeah.
me, you know what I mean? So I think about just being in ministry, right? For all these years. I didn't grow up in church. Listen, me already know my background. You understand what I'm saying? I was a young adult that started going to church. I didn't grow up in church. I believed in God from my grandma and my dad telling me, but I didn't go to church. I didn't grow up in that. I was in these streets, okay? I was in the streets. I'm being honest. However, by me being in church, it was built in character, built in momentum. Then before you know it, my parents just had me going to the pulpit, taking offering. I used to be so scared and nervous. It was preparing me for Girl Talking in the Spirit. I didn't know. You get what I'm saying? That gift was there. So I had to go through that to get here.
Sure.
You get what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So you just never know.
So that's kind of what I'm hearing when you're talking about your business and your entrepreneurship, is you kind of finding your purpose. And
Remember, I just told you I'm
even
doing what type of
though-
classes right now? Real estate. You see what I'm saying? It's just
you
leading me
know-
to other avenues and doors. Yeah, finding my purpose and business. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So like encouraging other people to do that as well. Mm-hmm. Understanding not everyone's on the same time frame.
I know.
And I'm not necessarily saying, you specifically, but people should understand that no one can tell you kind of when it's time for you to, or when you have found your purpose.
Not at all.
Like,
that's something you have to
something-
discover
but-
yourself.
But but a lot of people
They can
will
plant
be-
seeds though,
yeah,
Vaughn.
But a lot of yes, but
Mm-hmm.
some people aren't able to just plant a seed. You have a lot of overbearing parents. You have a lot of
talked
overbearing
about that.
spouses who want certain things for you or want certain
And
things
you don't
for
even
the
want it.
kid that you don't
Right.
want, but you go along with it to appease them.
Yeah, that's like bringing me a chicken dinner every night. What's that new chicken place show? A side top
Oh,
chicken.
yeah.
Yeah, every night everybody says it's popping, and I don't eat chicken.
Yeah.
I ain't ate chicken since 2019. It defeats
Yeah.
the purpose. You can bring it all you want. Yeah, but you
So
right.
I'm
People
saying, it's
just
like,
kind of force
it's
things
it's
on
taking you a while to. It's taking you all of this to get to this point, and who knows if you're done. Like, you never know.
No, you don't.
Where
You don't.
where you're gonna end up at.
And that's the beautiful thing about life. And I think as humans, we're so inhumane today. You get what I'm saying? We kind of check out of the reality of what is really all of our purpose here on this earth. It's to what? To have the human experience and to experience life for what it is. So we're so caught up today. Everybody busy, busy, busy. Work, 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 burning out, worrying about other things. We never really get a chance to take time for ourselves and enjoy life. I'm learning to check out. Listen, I need to meditate for a minute. I'm gonna make this day a self-care day. I'm gonna do everything that's going to be good to me. And in those moments, I start to find out more things about myself. But when I'm going, I don't realize, like, wow. I don't even be thinking. You burn yourself out. You don't be thinking. You just be on autopilot and you just be going. But when you take time out to really see, you start observing the world and the people around you and your surroundings for what it really is. You start seeing things that you never seen before. You know what I mean? And I'm talking real deep, but I'm just talking from a spiritual standpoint. Like, all this is spiritual, and people don't realize that. We're spirit beings in these human bodies. We're having the human experience. You get what I'm saying? On this earth, you should enjoy your life for what it is. And not be worried about bills and what's going on with it. And we just do. And then it's like, when you don't worry and you have faith that everything's going to be all right, and you start doing what you need to do for you, everything really starts to line up.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned earlier, I thrive the best under pressure. Like, some threats was being made to, and I'm like, you know what? And not no threats that somebody's gonna harm me, because Lena, like, we ain't even thinking about that.
No, I know what you
Yeah,
mean.
imagine that, okay,
Yeah.
like, for real. But it's like, you keep making on, you saying this and saying that, but I'm at peace. I'm at peace. You know what I mean? Because I know that I'm gonna be good no matter what.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be good no matter what, and that's what you gotta realize, that you're gonna be good no matter what. So I think we got like a minute. Final points, guys. This is a really good topic.
I think so too.
Yes, final points.
Well, I think we got to come back and revisit
Most
the other
definitely.
stuff too,
Most
because I
definitely.
really love what you said about why are these kids so angry.
Yes.
I think we got to talk about the children
we
next
definitely-
time or
we
whatever,
definitely
because
do.
you are not the first person to say that. I've been hearing it more and more from people
They
in our
are.
generation. My cousin even said it. Boo was like, they don't want to have a girlfriend, or boy, they don't want to be loved, like they don't want to be soft, like they're just so angry and hard.
They're
So my
angry.
final point would be, this is a really great episode, and I thank you for inviting me here, and I just want to send love out into the world. Prayers to Aunt Joy and her family,
Yes.
and the victims and the Muslim community. Like you got to do better.
Just praying.
Yeah, and get these children together.
Yeah, Vaughn, because I enjoy it over there. Oh, go ahead, Enjoy. We're gonna let Vaughn go.
I'm sorry.
no, you good.
For me, is to stay still and let God work it out. You know, to the Muslims, I'm praying for y'all. You know, because there's so much that's going on. To the teenagers, the boys and the girls, my prayers go out to you. It's just so much that I know that y'all need. But for me, it's just the peace and the staying still.
Vaughn, final points.
It's been a heavy topic. It's been a heavy conversation. And then usually, you know, when I'm on here, it's kind of light. But tonight, I feel like it wasn't very much opportunity to laugh. But I'm grateful for the opportunity to kind of dialogue with everyone and kind of get a perspective for what it means when you say you're living your truth. And I like kind of the understanding that I'm coming away with from each of you. I love the fact that each of us are a little different in the way that we project our truth. I really appreciate how Anjoy has interjected faith and interjected God into the conversation. And whether, you're Muslim, Christian, Catholic, or other, there has to be a certain, I'm going to just say it has to be a certain standard for how you conduct yourself.
Yes.
We can agree that certain, like you said, the way that the young kids have been acting and shooting things up is not appropriate. But we also talked about where do they get these role models from if that's what they see going on around them. So I know we only had a little bit of time, so I just want to say, my prayers are with everyone on the panel, for everyone out there that's been affected by it. And
I agree with Lena. We definitely have to revisit that and talk about it. And I don't know, get some young people on the piano. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get some young people on the piano.
Hear what they saying, how they feel about it.
Exactly.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that would be a really good episode.
Definitely.
But I want to thank you guys. First episode of the spring. We are in spring 2024.
Yes.
Thank you guys for tuning in to Girl Talk in the Spirit podcast. I'm really excited about this journey that I'm on. You know what I mean? Because it can be challenging. Some days I'm like, listen, all I got to do, but I know it's part of my purpose and to get me to where I need to be. So I have to keep on going. Because who knows where Girl Talking Spirit podcast is going to lead me. Yeah. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yes.
Right. So I have to keep on going. And I appreciate all the love and support from you guys. Anjoy, oh my gosh, Anjoy, I so appreciate you. Anjoy just been rocking with me hard since last year. She done seen people come and go and just still standing by. And it's not throwing no shade on nobody because I'm not even on that type time, but it's the truth. And I appreciate you. When I'm like, I'm Joy, you sure you don't gotta come? She like, girl, I'm good. I'm coming. Yup. And she come. And I want to honor that and say I love you and I appreciate you. And thank you for supporting me and seeing something in me that I don't even see. You say it all the time. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, you did good tonight. Or you look beautiful, or like you doing your thing. So thank you. I appreciate that. Lena, I love you forever, girlfriend.
Yes,
Vaughn, yes, thank you for the support. And shout out to Sounds Like Soma for hosting Girl Talking the Spirit. Yes, since 2019. I so appreciate that. I'll never forget our episode in 2020, the day before Valentine's Day. We had a banging episode and then a world shut down the next month.
Right.
That was crazy. And we was deep in the studio.
We were.
I think it was like 12 of us. Girl Talking the Spirit is good for making the studio deep. But thank you guys. Gage, I appreciate you. Much love always. Yeah. Until the next episode, guys.
Be blessed.
Yes.
And safe.
Yeah. Girl Talk in the Spirit. Girl Talk in the Spirit. Yo, reporting from PHI. LLY, home of the cheesesteaks where we reside. Podcast distinct, others can't equate. No longer in the building, we outside. Topics transparent that you can relate. Comfortable environment for their guests, what they create. Time to time, you gon' get a debate while doing it in love, no time for hate. Following God unity, and they align. You looking for a podcast? Well, here's your sign. It's called Girl Talk in the Spirit with Siobhan. She catered to our audience with a virtual line, so tune in with an open mind. Plus our co-hosts chime in, they gon' ride. Beautiful ladies, that's easy on the eyes. Can't forget the fellas, you know they stay fly. It's called Girl Talk. Girl Talk in the Spirit, Girl Talk. Girl Talk in this walk, Girl Talk. Girl Talk in your mind, Girl Talk. And it's Girl Talk in your heart, Girl Talk. Girl Talk in the Spirit, Girl Talk. I said it's Girl Talk in this walk, Girl Talk. Girl Talk in your mind, Girl Talk. And it's Girl Talk in your heart. Yeah.